There's a moment every man faces. You send a message, no reply. You walk past her. She looks away. You try to connect, but she acts like you don't exist. In that silence, something inside you starts to question your worth. Let me tell you right now, that moment isn't rejection. It's an invitation to evolve, to rise above the trap most men fall into, to stop chasing and start commanding. Because when a woman ignores you, you're being tested, not just by her, but by life. How you respond determines everything. Welcome to the Stoic Sensei. Let's talk about how to act when a woman ignores you and how to destroy the ego behind her silence without ever raising your voice or losing your frame. Women don't ignore men they don't notice. Indifference is never pure, it's calculated. Whether she's testing you, punishing you, or creating distance, the point is the same. She wants to see what kind of man you are. Most men fail immediately. They beg, they chase, they double text. They try to fix a problem that hasn't been explained. That's not power, that's panic. Panic is never attractive. The first rule when she goes cold is this: do nothing. That's right, nothing. Silence in the face of silence is strength. She expects you to react, to spiral, to get emotional. When you don't, you disrupt her script. That disruption is the beginning of control. A woman's ego feeds off your pursuit. The more effort you throw at her indifference, the more power she feels. But when you pull back, when you match her energy with calm distance, you starve that ego. You show her your attention is a gift, not a guarantee. That changes the dynamic. The second rule is elevate your presence in her absence. Most men retreat when ignored. They shrink, they obsess, they stalk her social media. Do the opposite. Level up visibly, ruthlessly, unapologetically. Hit the gym harder. Sharpen your wardrobe. Post with purpose. Move with intent. Let her see not through messages, but through your life that you're not in emotional limbo. You're rising. You're becoming the man she underestimated. That's how you destroy ego. Not by arguing, not by complaining, but by becoming undeniable. Third rule, master the power of unpredictability. Women ignore you because they think they've got you figured out. They know your next move, your next text, your next reaction. Flip the script. Don't be reactive. Be mysterious. Change your patterns. If she expects you to reach out, go silent. If she expects you to wait, move on. Not with pettiness, but with purpose. Start new conversations. Explore new options. Expand your circle. Let her feel the absence of your attention and wonder where it went. That wondering is the crack in her ego. That's when the silent power shift begins. Fourth, never reward bad behavior. This is where most men fold. She disappears for days, then sends a "Hey stranger" text, and they light up like Christmas morning. If she ignores you and comes back casually, your response sets the tone. Responding instantly, playfully, eagerly, tells her you've been waiting like a dog for crumbs. A slow, composed, indifferent reply signals strength. It says, "I wasn't holding my breath." That stings her ego more than any insult could. That sting is where respect begins. You don't need to be rude. You don't need to be arrogant. You just need to stop being predictable. Stop being available. Start being a man who protects his dignity like it's sacred. Because it is. Fifth, realize most women ignore men not because they're disinterested, but because they want to feel in control. When you're constantly proving, chasing, explaining, you hand them that control on a silver platter. But when you stop, when you detach, when you live with the mindset that you are the prize, everything shifts. She starts questioning her value to you. She starts wondering if she played herself. That internal question, that quiet panic, is the ego cracking. That's what you came for. Men who understand power don't convince people of their worth. They embody it. They don't chase validation. They move like gravity, calm, centered, inevitable. If a woman ignores that energy, it's her loss. Eventually, she'll feel it. Not because you told her, but because the silence echoes louder than any words you could have spoken. Here's the real power move. Let her come back. Let her test the waters. Let her try to slide back into your space like nothing happened. But this time, you set the terms. You control the pace. You choose whether she gets access. Because now, it's not about proving yourself to her. It's about evaluating if she still qualifies for your time. That's how kings move. That's how ego gets shattered. Want to know how to act when she ignores you? Like you've got better things to do. Because you do. You've got your mission, your craft, your evolution. You've got your time, your peace, your standards. No woman, not even the one you thought you needed, deserves the power to throw you off that path. Your silence is your sword. Your silence is your sword. Your indifference is your armor. Your progress is the war cry she can't ignore. So if she's gone cold, let her. If she's distant, stay colder. If she comes back, let her find a version of you that no longer waits, no longer begs, no longer needs. Because that man is dangerous. That man is magnetic. That man destroys egos without saying a word. This is the Stoic Sensei. Share this with a man who's losing his mind over a woman's silence. Help him reclaim his frame. Subscribe if you're done playing emotional games and ready to move like a king. Remember, she may ignore you today, but she'll never forget the day you stopped caring. Stay sharp. Stay stoic. Never chase what hides from the truth. The moment you stop being available is the moment your power begins. Now let's take this deeper, because mastering this mindset isn't just about one woman or one moment. It's about building a life where no one's silence can shake you. When a woman ignores you, it's not just a personal slight. It's a mirror. It shows you where your confidence needs work. Most men crumble because they've tied their value to her approval. That's the first mistake. Your worth isn't negotiable. It's not up for debate. It's not something she gets to validate or dismiss. You need to anchor your self-esteem in something unmovable, your principles, your progress, your purpose. When you do that, her silence becomes irrelevant. It's just noise. Let's talk about why women test men this way. It's not always conscious. Sometimes it's instinctual. A woman wants to know if you're the kind of man who bends under pressure. If you'll chase her for scraps of attention, she's already decided how much respect you deserve. But when you hold your ground, when you refuse to play her game, you force her to recalibrate. You show her you're not desperate, you're not weak, you're not here to beg. That's what makes her second-guess her approach. That's what makes her wonder if she misjudged you. And that wonder is the first step toward respect. Respect isn't given, it's earned. And you earn it by refusing to compromise your dignity. Let's break down the do-nothing rule further. Doing nothing doesn't mean sitting idle. It means redirecting your energy. Instead of texting her again, go lift weights. Instead of checking her stories, start a new project. Instead of waiting for her to notice, you build something worth noticing. The best revenge isn't petty, it's progress. When you focus on yourself, you're not just ignoring her, you're outgrowing her. You're showing her and the world that your time is valuable, that your life doesn't pause for anyone. That's the kind of man who commands attention without asking for it. Now let's talk about elevating your presence. This isn't about showing off, it's about becoming better. When she sees you improving, when she hears about your wins, when she notices you're not stuck in her orbit, that's when her ego takes a hit. Because deep down, she knows she's not the center of your universe. And that realization is humbling. It's not about making her jealous. It's about making yourself undeniable. A man who's constantly leveling up doesn't need to chase. He attracts, he pulls, he becomes a force. Unpredictability is your secret weapon. If she thinks she knows you, she's already got you boxed in. Don't let her. Change your routines. Switch up your vibe. If you're always available, become scarce. If you're always serious, show a lighter side. Keep her guessing. Not out of spite, but because a man who's predictable is a man who's controllable. And you're not that man. You're dynamic. You're evolving. You're someone she can't pin down. That mystery is what keeps her intrigued. It's what makes her rethink her indifference. Never rewarding bad behavior is about standards. You teach people how to treat you. If she ghosts you for a week, then pops up like nothing happened, don't act like it's all good. You don't have to call her out. You don't 26. Just don't make it easy for her. A slow response, a neutral tone, a subtle shift in energy that says, "I noticed and I'm not impressed." That's enough. It shows her you're not desperate for her attention. It shows her your time is valuable. It shows her you're a man with options. And that's the kind of man she respects. The kind of man she thinks twice about ignoring again. Let's talk about the mindset shift. You are the prize, not her. You're not auditioning for her approval. She's auditioning for yours. When you internalize that, everything changes. You stop chasing. You stop explaining. You stop overthinking her silence. You start living like a man who knows his worth. And when you know your worth, you don't tolerate disrespect. You don't settle for lukewarm effort. You don't beg for someone to see your value. You move forward. You build. You grow. And if she can't keep up, that's her loss, not yours. The power of letting her come back is in the control it gives you. When she reaches out after ignoring you, don't jump to respond. Don't act like you've been waiting. Take your time. Evaluate her effort. Is she bringing something real to the table? Or is she just testing the waters to see if you're still hooked? A man who respects himself doesn't settle for half-hearted attempts. He sets the bar high. He decides who gets access to his world. And if she doesn't meet that standard, she doesn't get in. That's not arrogance. That's self-respect. And self-respect is the foundation of power. The truth is, most men lose because they care too much. They care about her opinion. They care about her silence. They care about her approval. Stop caring. Not in a bitter way, but in a liberated way. Care about your goals. Care about your growth. Care about the man you're becoming. When you shift your focus like that, her silence becomes insignificant. It's just a blip. It's not a crisis. It's not a verdict on your worth. It's just a moment. And you've got bigger things to conquer. So how do you act when she ignores you? Like a man who's too busy building his empire to notice. Like a man who's too focused on his mission to care. Like a man who's too valuable to chase. You don't argue. You don't plead. You don't sulk. You rise. You improve. You dominate. And in that dominance, her ego doesn't stand a chance. Because an ego built on control crumbles when it meets a man who can't be controlled. That's the game. That's the truth. That's how you win without ever fighting. Keep moving forward. Keep leveling up. Keep owning your power. The moment she realizes you don't need her is the moment she'll never forget you. Stay sharp. Stay stoic. Stay unstoppable.